Good morning, all of you. So before we start today's talk and discussion, let us invoke the universal prayer, followed by 1 minute silence. O hidden life, vibrant in every atom.
O hidden light, vibrant in every atom.
O hidden light, shining in every creature.
O hidden light,
Shining in every creature.
O hidden love, embracing all in oneness.
O hidden love,
Embracing all in oneness.
May each who feels himself as one with thee,
may each who feels himself as one with thee,
know he is also one with every other.
No, he is also one with every other.
1 minute silence. Come back. I'm glad to introduce today's speaker, Brother Pradeep Mahapatra, who's a life member of Theosophical Society and has been appointed as a national lecturer by the Indian section of TS. Brother Mahapatra joined the society in 1974 as a member of Siddharth Theosophical Lodge, Bhubaneswar, under Utkal Federation. He also remained a book depot in charge and joint secretary of Utkal Theosophical Federation from 1997 to 2000. He was successively elected secretary of UTF from 2005 to 2014 until he relocated to Indian section headquarters at Varanasi. He was appointed Assistant General Secretary of Indian section of the TS from 2014 to 2017 and Joint General Secretary of TS from 2017 to 2018. His maiden visit to Adyar in the year 1992 revivified him when he became a serious student of Theosophy. At present, he is residing in Bhubaneswar and can be seen lecturing and arranging various study classes, seminars for Utkal Theosophical Federation as well as for the Indian section of TS Varanasi. And he is in the capacity of a program coordinator of all these programs. His today's topic is O Hidden Life, the first 3 words of our universal invocation. Over to you, sir. We look forward to your intellectual talk and some practical aspects of it. I welcome Brother Pradeep Mahapatra to unmute himself and start his talk.
Thank you. Good morning to all the brothers and sisters from different parts of India and maybe outside India for this online platform. So also those who are watching in YouTube. Particularly, I'm grateful to the members of Indraprastha Lodge, Brother Taneja, and chairman of today's meeting, Sister Subralina. I'm thankful to her for her nice introduction. I am going to present on this very fundamental prayer or invocation, O Hidden Life. Just I mentioned 3 words, but it with dots. So it whole 38 words is there. So this whole prayer I am going to present before you. The manner Annie Besant narrated it in the Theosophist June 1923 issue. Subsequently, the exposition made by former International Vice President, Sister Joy Mills. So, brothers and sisters, you will find there are 17 slides before you, and each slides I'm just giving a hints to you. Each slides have some kind of thoughts for us to ponder over and just to go for a deeper study, deeper thoughts, so that you can know what is this mantra, this prayer, this invocation is for us, for TS members particularly. First side, as usual, is the introduction, title, and second side, it is from Annie Besant on the Watchtower. Then how it is chanted itself, the very pertinent word is how it chanted itself, these words of Annie Besant. We just go through it. Then extract from exactly from the Theosophist June 1923 issue. There are some important words for us to ponder over, to think over. Then how life is individual, on life, one life. Then that is on 6th slide. Then 7th is a causeless cause. What is cause? What is causeless cause? What is one become many? How? Even if we are many, we are still one. That is awareness of life, one life. Then we'll slide 8. We will be on O Hidden Light, shining in every creature. Life become light. Then on the 9th side, light is not in a day-to-day mundane light, electricity, where light is the original light within us. Light is pure consciousness. Then come the hidden love, hidden light, hidden life. Then comes the hidden love. So you will see there are, if there is any disturbance to the love, universal love, any place in the universe, any place, whether in India or in North Korea or in any parts of the world, how it affects, what will the result. Then 11th side, love is a creative principle within us. Beautifully, Joy Mills did explain. Then these 3 aspects, life, light, and love. Whether it is 3 or 1, that we will ponder over. In fact, it is 1. Then 13th line, there are last 2 lines for us to feel, to know. Know how we develop the feelings within us, that ultimately, that Param within us. And to know that, how to know that, what are the, for a TS member, what we should do. And next is feeling of awareness. Then what obstruct us? How we can always in the limitation, our consciousness is in a limited way. What prevents us to realize, to know, to feel the oneness of life? then effects of this mantram, this invocation. And with this, I will conclude. Let us start with my presentation. I am little, because of using repeatedly Zoom, I am little difficulty. Let me Is it okay?
Yeah, visible.
Oh,
you can continue.
Thank you. So this is our first slide. Oh, hidden life. ... means that prayer, invocation, or mantra which Sister Subhalina chanted a few minutes back. This whole. So it consists of life, light, and love. Three aspects of ultimate reality. That is within, so without also. It is a mantram for all TS members. That is. Then second, in the watchtower, I am just complete the reading of this slide. Then I will explain the important features, important points, keeping the time constraint with us. In the watchtower of June 1923, issue of the Theosophist, Annie Besant wrote that the line were prompted by a request from South Indian members. That was during Brotherhood campaign in India 1923. Annie Besant further said, I wrote a few lines for a daily meditation, morning and evening, as I did not feel that I could write a meditation as they had asked me to do. So according to Besant ji, meditation seems to me to be a very individual thing. The working of one's own mind on special theme. The most I could do was to suggest a theme. Here it is, as it is chanted itself. So, what is Brotherhood campaign? Actually, Brotherhood campaign started way back in 1923. Earlier means January 1923 in the Great Britain. Then subsequently, it was with permission of then General Secretary of the Indian Section. It started this Brotherhood campaign, how to inculcate brotherhood within us and to others. So there was a campaign. At that time, South Indian members, they requested Annie Besant to write this, and she wrote. So like this, and particularly she mentioned that meditation seems to be a very individual thing, and so she wrote this theme for every one of us. And she categorically mentioned as it chanted itself. The next point, it means that the true source for Annie Besant, as it chanted itself, lays at a deeper level or higher realm beyond our own conscious mind. So sometimes Annie Besant also felt like that. While she was delivering a speech, some thoughts from higher pedestal, from higher realm, it came to her, and she will choose. She has the capacity to choose which is most suitable for the presentation. Anyway, that is different matter. That source, that higher realm, to which she gave the deepest and most profound reference and obeisances. It may be our higher self. It was the higher self of Annie Besant, and higher self, we all know that Atma, Buddhi, Manas, and in Buddhi intuitive plane, always there resides. That source is the realm where there means all the great brothers, white brothers, they resides at that level. From 1923, kindly see this last point, till date, this invocation invoked in every theosophical gathering all over the world. So we all let us go deeper to its meaning. I collected the extract. I am grateful to Professor my seniors, Professor C. A. Sinde, who provided me this exact print from old the Theosophies that was there. It is for you. O hidden life, vibrant in every atom. O hidden light, shining in every creature. O hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is therefore one with every other. You see, there are very many important words for us to ponder over. There are some important words like O. What is O? One cannot say O means hey, or something different meaning we are creating for the word. So what is that O? We will just go through it. We will go through it. And the hidden life, light, love, oneness, thee. What is meaning of thee? Thee. Thee means now you cannot say thee is you. Just quoting the Italian from our Chambers or Oxford Dictionary. Thee means you. That is not correct. Know. What is the actual meaning of know? Knowledge, know, and etc. In text, we will all go deeper. We all together will go deeper and deeper to know it. The letter O, if we think, ponder, O means is a very spiritual meaning. In जब छोटे बच्चे को in my childhood I marked that when I started writing, teacher at that time giving me, teacher was my own uncle, giving me that to write, first write O. So what is that meaning? O spiritual represent omnipotence. It is a symbol of eternal, the infinite power. So while we invoking O hidden life, O hidden light, O hidden love, that represents O. Man, that power is within us. Omnipotent, omnipresent, that power. And further it is symbolized that it is within you as an infinite power. A man can do, a man has done. So you have that power, as above, so below. That is the maximum, you know, everywhere. Then the hidden one is linked with life, light, and love. Why there is word hidden linked with life and light and love? Let us move. Oh, hidden life, vibrant in every atom. I am quoting from the Light and Path. We have three great truths. Second truth says, from the Light and the Path on the life aspect, the principle which gives life dwells in us. Can you see that? That life dwells in us and without us. Imagine the wordings. That life dwells in us and without us, is undying. As it is said, there is no question of any death to it. Undying, eternally beneficent. How that life is not heard or seen or smelled, but is perceived by the man who desires perception, who desires on our teacher who was behind the Theosophical Society, and in one sentence from Mahatma letter, it is a life is one and individual. For us it is hidden, but it is vibrant in every atom. We are unable to see the light, smell the light, or to know what is life, but it is vibrant in every atom. That life is the highest principle. Otherwise, to us, it can be known as Param Brahm, Paramatma, ultimate reality, ever unmanifest, source of all manifestation, as well as source of all life, visible and invisible. There are many lives visible and which are also invisible to us. That life present everywhere, yet it is beyond all existence. Whatever visible to us from the specks to big galaxy, the life is ever present. So, oh hidden life, life is present every form of object which is visible to us, which is not visible to us, everything, every atom. So that we must be aware of it. So that is that life. That whatever visible to us, I am repeating, from specks to big galaxy, that life is ever present, which contains the vibration. That is the throbbing pulse of creation, be it is in the elemental one or in Dhyan Chauhan, Dhyan Buddha. So that life is a vibration, which is a throbbing pulse of creation. That is causeless cause. One become many, causeless cause. One become many, but always remain one. It is beyond cycles of manifestation and yet ever vibrating through the manifested universe. So that is life. So on invoking, O hidden life, vibrating in every atom, we have to feel that ultimate reality, that supreme reality, that causeless cause, hidden in our very nature at physical level, because its resonance vibrates through all the atoms of all our vehicles, from buddhic level, from level top toward the physical level. Brethren, are you aware of that life? Can you feel that life? The next slide, next sentence. O hidden light shining in every creature. Why light is also hidden in every creature? Light within every creature is same from elemental one to Dhyani Buddha, but also shining according to its capacity. I am giving a little example, a small example. Electricity, you cannot be aware of electricity if it is not reflected in a particular object. Zero power bulb, electricity is there, and a very big bulb, also electricity there. But according to capacity, it is giving light. So electricity can be compared with a little light, and it is same from elemental one. There are stages of development as per the secret doctrine, elemental 1, 2, 3, then mineral, plant, animal, man and superman. I mentioned is Dhyani Buddha. So the light in every creature is same from elemental 1 to Dhyani Buddha, but shining according to our capacity. That ultimate reality, when it presents, manifests in many, become light, which is present in every creature. So life become light. In man, light is buddhi, intuition, intelligence, according to Krishnamurti. That illuminates the entire nature of man. That light is in all creatures. Observe that beauty of that light in all. Can you observe a small insect, how its light is moving, how it is moving here and there? Can you observe the little snake, how it is going? Every type of light you will find. You will find in the plants, how beautiful flowers coming it from it. So these are the work of the light. It is coming everywhere. Then next, light is for us, for a TS member, is pure consciousness. Joy Mills narrated very beautifully. The light is hidden because it is not objective to consciousness. We cannot observe the light like we are observing electric ball, like we are observing sunlight or light, because me self, I am the consciousness, I am the light. How can I observe this thing outside? But the very nature of pure consciousness itself. The next third, oh hidden light, love, embracing all in oneness. So the ultimate reality, life became manifested as a light, but that is one and many. From that polarity of life and light comes creative activity of love. Oh, hidden love, embracing all in oneness. Whenever there is polarity, relationship between two, duality, poles come into existence. Between the two, love is the purest of all. So, you can observe the relationship. Krishnamurti always says relationship, wife and husband, son and daughter, friends, all these things. That is the relationship of love. So one has become many, but all are linked with the pure relationship which arises from the life and light, that is love. Love is hidden. No one can define love, but it is within all, binds all into oneness. So, I am giving another example of theosophy. No one can explain what is theosophy. Even officially, there is no such definition. It left to each individual member to get or to define itself, oneself, to know what is theosophy. Exactly same manner, no one can say what is compassion, define love, define, mundane world, what is sweet. If you take the sweet, rasgulla or gulab jam, then you can know what is that. Like that, no one can define love, but it will be reflected in a different manner. Love of a tiger to her babies, tigers to her babies, mothers to his children, father for children. Then universal love, great one, great gurus, love to her Sishyas, love to their sisters. All these things are there. So that is love. And love binds all into oneness. That is a law. For us, that is law. That is universal law. And that brings equilibrium everywhere. Any discrepancy anywhere has its own effects due to absence of law. Whether nitrogen bomb, hydrogen bomb, examined by North Korea in that Prashant Nisega, it had an effect in America. So also, wherever there is any discussion, wherever there is any absence of love, the result will be there. Observe the world around you, see the absence of love and its effect. This is the time COVID, time of Corona. Maybe there something somewhere there is absence of love, and the results we are facing. So for us, there is no external authority. For humanity, there is no external authority or cosmic deity causing any injustice to the world. It is we are creating, we are disturbing this universal love, this love, and the result we are facing. Love is the creating principle. Now, Atma Buddhi joined with Manas turn outward on a great involuntary and evolutionary journey. Manas creative activity is truly love in action. I remind you, those who have gone through that article written by Brother S. Sundaram, he always mentioned to love is to serve. So those who have some kind of development of unfoldment of universal love, then they have no other alternative to serve the humanity. You can observe the Mother Teresa, then that brother Bahuguna, who just passed away recently, great environmentalist, and our in Odisha, Pandit Gopabandhu Das, they are serving the humanity, leaving their wife, children to survive, to struggle. So that is the love aspect which is unfolding within them. So love is the only essence which can fragment the real. Well, initially, when Manas started its evolutionary journey, some elements were moving to their evolutionary journey, then evolutionary journey. That aspect also creating some initial problem for us. But that requires to know, realize its manifold nature, which led to the ceasing of modification of thinking principle. Imagine this love aspect, how it started moving down and down, then it started becoming unfolding in evolutionary ways, which led to the ceasing of the modification of this thinking principle. That is, Blavatsky in Voice of Silence says that silence the mind, killing the mind. Mind is the slayer of the real, slay the real. So that is that. Then when this thinking principle modified and ceased, then we are all become one. Then we will realize oneness of life. So the first three phases are the three aspects of ultimate reality in the form of life, light, love. The three aspects of ultimate reality is hidden because mind is not able to grasp its essential. Nor it can be experienced through the essence. Occult science says one can realize it by yoga. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Sister Subrolina presented just previous week. Chitta Vritti Nirodh. Chit, you have to, Vrit, you have to Nirodh. Where some matter separate individual consciousness to realize the universal consciousness. We are individual, we have the consciousness, but it is not pure, it is veiled with matter. One can know the reality by becoming that. By invoking these principles, these three things, we bring that into our own consciousness to be attuned, to be harmonized with one. The last two lines of the mantras, may each who feels himself as one with thee, know he is therefore one with every other. Two important words, feels himself as one with thee. Thee is the supreme word. Thee and know. Everyone to realize that thee means not you. Dictionary meaning means Latin word thee means you, not that. Means triplicity of life, light and love, which is not three but one, the one supreme reality. So thee means for us life, light and love, which is not three but one, that one supreme reality, that is the thee. Who feels the supreme reality, who feels the supreme reality within, is on the path of self-realization. Oh, beautiful sentence. Who feels that supreme reality within is on the path of self-realization. Madam Joy says, feeling is acute awareness. Awareness without any distracting thought, without any disturbing influence. So amongst us, who feels himself is a great thing. No other feelings except oneness of life. See the feeling of injury in the one. A soldier, while fighting in the battlefield, he has already lost his one hand, but he is no feeling of that injury. So that feeling of fighting for the country, that feeling was with him. So when sometimes we will feel that when a nail inserted in our leg, The pain we suffered, the feeling we suffered is that thing. Therefore, other is not separate. When we feel that oneness of life, there is other, that my enemy, my other person, the Pakistanis, the Chinese, that there is no question of other, not separate, but part of myself, part of myself. So when one invoke, may each who feels himself of a consciousness, may each who feels himself, so it is he feels himself of a consciousness that has no division, no barrier. It is full of light, light and love. Out of feeling of oneness, knowledge. No. Knowledge of oneness of life is acquired. Though it is tuned theoretically for us now, we are all at intellect level. Theoretically, we should be gain knowledge. But we are united with all the creatures in the earth. Even if it is theoretical, we have to understand it, we have to know it, that we are united with all the creatures of the earth. One can have theoretical knowledge, side by side, become one with reality. How can be one with ultimate reality and remain separate from others who are equally rooted with the same ultimate reality? How? How this is possible? Because we are all in a Maya. Mishra sir, SBR Mishra must be happy that I am coming the term illusion, Maya, Vedantic term Maya, ignorance, avidya. So this created the obstruction of realization of oneness of life. But being aware of that ultimate reality, we have created a vision within us. Daily, morning and evening, if we utter, invoke this mantra, this prayer, then we will slowly develop the vision within us as well as outside when we chant that mantra in a meditative manner. A little gap must be there. Such vision can bring a new consciousness in the world, that is to form nucleus of universal brotherhood. That is the first object of Theosophical Society. When we invoke individually and collectively, whether in a home as an individual, morning and evening, or collectively in a online platform or in a actual platform, international convention or meeting at Banaras. Otherwise, that ultimate reality vibrate itself anew and make the whole universe sacred and holy place for all to stay together, to live together. So, if there is any alteration or modification, what will affect? No effects of mantra, no effects of this. So the words as she gave them are of such beauty and majestic sweet that any alteration, modification would be improper. In fact, if we doing prayer mechanical way, uttering the words, your mind is a different place, and even in Bharat Samaj Puja, we will mark now and then, every time, anything disturbing us, then the mantra will be, has its own effect or no effect at all. Then what is the effect? Why should we do it? The effects. It is collected from the Joy Mills book. The invocation sent forth successive waves of color, pulsing outward from the speakers, if rhythmically intoned or chanted, whether by outer voice or by the inner voice. If we chant it at an inner level, in the level of higher manas, or at the level of upper triangle, if some thousands should send these out over successive areas, we might create a very powerful effect on the mental atmosphere of man and universe. In fact, that was the proposal, that was the work of our, that is the work of our great teachers to form the Theosophical Society, to create such an vibration for the universe, so that their work, their means great hierarchy work will be easier. It affects surrounding environment, also the communities. This mantra will affect the surrounding environment, also communities. It can bring inner peace to you, harmony in your living, in your behavior, compassion, and regenerate the humanity as a whole, which is the aim of Theosophical Society. So, Theosophy member, what should they do? Same thing, SMS study, should be aware of it. How can we be aware of this mantra while we invoking? By little study, everyday life, we can little study, meditation, and render selfless service daily, so that we can be aware of these mantras. Thank you, brother. In order to I am not closing this slide. It is for us, it is a yoga to unite with a higher self, that is higher self within us, Atma, Buddhi, Manas. It is a vision to us, and it is a golden chance to tune ourselves, to help the lives around us, be it in environment, plant, animal, and also human being. We can do it. We can do it by daily, every morning and evening, reciting these mantras, thinking of others, helping others in our little way. Then we will help the world.
And you have explained it so beautifully. We kind of got a very clarity of what we should do, how we should get the realization and then practice it. Very true when you say these three aspects: light, life, light, and love. From life, to get realized of that unity of life, like there is no my life or your life, but it's just one life. And when we realize that, we see the shining in me, in every other being as an individual entity. And when we keep shining, we connect, because we connect out of love. And that is why the SMS aspect, and this SMS aspect, when you concluded, at least to me, this message was, let us study life, let us meditate on the light, and let us serve with love.